Hello YouTube Pipers, Double O Pipe here, aka Rick. I bought a new hat. I saw this and look at that, it just looks like it's a little off. And I just liked it. And it was fairly inexpensive. I hadn't seen one that cheap. And it's made of wool. And definitely on these chilly days, wearing this outside keeps my head a lot warmer than the cap did. I can't wear the straw hat out in the cold because straw hats don't keep your head that warm. Wool, oh yeah. Hunter, you want to go outside? You want to go outside? I'm smoking Carter Hall in the pipe that my son gave to me. I don't know what to call it. It's the one with the picture or the engraving of Sherlock Holmes on it. Now last weekend I lit this, sat here reading a book, not yakking. There must be something from that. There's a filter in here, and I think something came through the filter. So let's put another filter in there. I thought it was tobacco, but it was like a little thin black thing. Now I've not had anything that I don't have to push and push to get these things to go in there. They don't really seem to fit the 9mm as they say they should exactly, so you have to, if it doesn't fit, force it, is what we always say. What I was trying to say is, the other day I sat down with this and lit it up. Didn't talk, just read. And said to myself, if I can keep this lit all the way through the bowl, then I'll give the new Codger challenge a try. I had to light it a second time, but it was very close to the bottom. So I made it through, and I said, well, I better get in touch with Paladin Piper and let him know that I want to give his new challenge a try. So here I am, practicing again. I'm going to have to go over his video again because I'm not quite sure what all the rules are, but I think I've got the general idea, and I don't want to not do it and do it wrong, or I don't want to do it and do it wrong. I don't know what I'm trying to say. The sun's been out all day, which is good. I'm so happy to see there's no rain in store for a while. Still needs a little more breaking in, I think, before the Carter Hall starts tasting like Carter Hall. But it does. There is. It's coming. Yeah, I like that Carter Hall. It's a good tobacco. Let's see, is there anything I wanted to say? I think I already told you the cake that I made last week was a dud. So I have some butter over there that's coming to room temperature, and room temperature is still where it's going to be kind of hard and solid because I think it's around 67 or something. But I was thinking I might try to make a second cake today if it doesn't get too late on me here. I have the easel set up, and I need to make room on this table for the paint and the palette. And I wanted to try, at least play with the oil paint again to see what I remember and what I don't remember. You know. This bowl was heating up on this side over here, not over there, so it feels like all the heat's over here. Someone asked me after looking at that video I have on earlier in my video career about the paintings I had hanging up, because I was showing all my paintings. Wanted to know if any of those were for sale. I told him no, because they aren't up to a standard that I would want to sell to someone. I've sold a few, and I kind of liked what I had. I remember one I had copied and made sure it was known that I had copied a painting of an Indian in a canoe. And I kind of liked it. And somebody pestered me about it and said they wanted to buy it. And they said, how much do you want? And I said, how about $100? And that person handed me $100. Next day I got a ticket. One of the 3 I've gotten in my life. And the fine was $100. So I reckon that $100 came in handy, but I sure didn't want to spend it on a damn ticket. I was doing 35 in a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit zone. I always thought they gave you 5 miles an hour, but I guess they didn't. And all 3 of the tickets that I've gotten have been on the same road. You know, a little farther along, but same road. First one I got, I was 14, and my mother was in the seat beside me because you had to have an experienced driver with you whenever you had a license at 14. No, you didn't. You had to have it. I didn't have to have her there, but I was driving her home because I had used the car. That's what it was. And I was doing 35 on the same damn road, 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. I was doing 35. Cop pulled me over, gave me a ticket at 14. I don't think it was $100 back then, but it sure was right after I sold that painting. I had another painting that won a prize in one of our local painting shows. I think it was first prize, and it was a painting that I liked. And my uncle said, well, if you like it, put a price on it that you figure somebody won't pay. I said, is that how you keep something you like? And he said, yeah, but if you can sell it, you should sell it. So I did, and I put a price of, I think, $500 on it. It's just a small thing. I said, nobody will pay that for this. And after I picked up my prize, somebody approached me and said, I'd like to buy that. How much do you want for it? And I said, I got a price on it for $500. He wrote me a check right there for $500. I really didn't want to sell that painting. And I figured a price that high, nobody would buy it. Well, there are some people that just don't know the value of their money. He bought it. And every year he asked if I had something new. And I'd have to say no, because after I won that prize, it was like I had achieved one of the things I was after. I don't know. I'm a strange person. To me, I'm strange. Now see, I would already have conked out if I were doing the challenge for real. But of course I'm yakking too. I think I prefer the other hat. But I just wanted to show off my new hat. I was trying to think if I sold any others. One I painted of my son, and the only comment anybody had was, boy, that's a dark painting. I was thinking to myself, have you ever seen Rembrandt's paintings? All of his are really dark. But with the color he puts in it, he brings out the face of whoever he's painting and the accoutrements. So I felt like there's nothing wrong with that. And my son now has it hanging behind him in his house. And I painted, one of my uncles made his living as an artist, and he taught me a few things. I think one of the reasons I quit painting watercolors because everything I painted looked like his, and I couldn't seem to break out of that mold. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to paint my own stuff, not his, not just be a clone of him. And I painted what I thought was a damn good oil painting portrait of him. And I figured he's done so much for me, maybe I should just go ahead and give it to him. I did, and he looked at it and he was thrilled until the next day. He showed it to one of his other artist friends, and his other artist friends started picking it apart. And after that, he didn't like it anymore. He gave it to his girlfriend. If I'd have known that's what he was going to do, I would have sold it to his girlfriend, and I could have gotten some money out of that. Because that was a painting that I liked. I really liked it. He said after his friend talked to him, his friend had told him, shoulders are too wide for your head. And I said, what's the name of the painting? What's the name that I put on that painting? And he said, The Mentor. I said, when you look up to a mentor, don't you see that where the shoulders would be wider and the head a little smaller because you're practically on a pedestal? Didn't matter. Gave it to his girlfriend. And the last portrait I painted was of my fiance back in 2001. The one that decided after she found out that I didn't have any money, she decided she didn't want to go through with this. So I don't know what she did with that portrait. I thought it was pretty good for somebody that hadn't painted in a while. But anyway, so much for all those things. And so much for selling paintings that I don't like myself, so I'm not going to sell it to somebody. Whether they like it or not, it doesn't matter. It has to be something that almost has to have my approval before I would take money for it. I'm sorry. That's just the way I am. Well, my dadgum lighter ran out of gas and my bowls run out of flame. Nope, it's dead. So I'm going to have to find... I should have brought my matches out, but I didn't. All right, folks. I've yacked on enough. Let me know what you think of my hat. Take care of yourselves. Let me get my finger over this button. Take care of yourselves. I hope you enjoy your weekend. God bless you. Till the next time. Bye-bye.